morning, Chantilly. I'm Kaylin Rowell.
And I am Noah Johnson. Today is May 13th, 2021.
And here are your morning announcements.
Today is an A Day with LS 3 and 4.
Boys varsity lacrosse plays at home tonight against James Madison at 7:15. JV plays at 5:45. Girls varsity lacrosse plays away against Madison at 7:30. JV at 6.
Okay. Congratulations to the winners of the Class 4 and SAC elections. We look forward to all that you'll accomplish.
If you have any FCPS library property, such as books, DVDs, and audio materials, please return them to the school as soon as possible. The library is open Tuesday to Friday from 7:30 to 3:15. The Blue Book return mailboxes located in the hallway outside of the library are available while school is open, and books can also be dropped off at the front office.
Every president gets evaluated by the media at the end of their first 100 days. Today, Jameson, Andrew, and Stewart are seeing how President Biden stacks up.
While we already covered what Biden wanted to do before he was elected,
now it's time to see what he's actually done.
It's time for the Biden 100-day checkup.
Overall, Biden has accomplished most of his promises surrounding a pandemic response, though not without a few hiccups. He exceeded his goal to administer 100 million vaccine doses within his first 100 days of office by over 100 million. Biden pushed for a COVID relief package with bipartisan support. However, due to the large costs, no Republican voted for it. Despite this, the bill still passed. $2,000 stimulus checks were promised. Only $1,400 checks were given out.
Due to the way the coronavirus and economy are linked, Biden is following on his first relief package with a new infrastructure and financial aid bill, focusing on longer-term changes like an increase in income tax for wealthier Americans, massive efforts to reconstruct roads and bridges, as well as renewing plumbing and electric grids. The bill also places an emphasis on social infrastructure, aiming to improve community centers in minority areas and upgrade veterans hospitals, though it's faced Republican resistance because of its cost and emphasis on this social infrastructure. Biden wanted to work with Republicans and provide financial aid to the country, though he passed his first bill without their support, and it seems he'll have to make that same choice again.
Biden seems to be focusing on the smaller issues, but leaving the overall situation on the border unchanged. While some of it is not his fault, local courts are blocking some of his mandates, the rest falls in Biden's hands. Pre-election, Biden said he would close the concentration camps at the border. Post-election, many of those camps have been closed, but he has put immigrant children in similar camps run by the same contractors that were in charge under the Trump administration and the same contractors that put kids in deplorable conditions. It's also reopened one of the camps that was closed due to mass protests from deplorable conditions, the reasoning being the recent uptick in immigration. Some see this as a return to Trump with a progressive coat of paint, but the situation is more nuanced.
Well, Biden's first 100 days have been
good, bad,
and everywhere in between. But who can say? This has been Andrew Morris,
Stuart Lund,
and Jameson Brewer for the Nightly News.
And we'll see you next year.
With the school year coming to a close, it's time to turn the cameras on and shine a light on our very own Nightly News staff members who will be graduating this year. They have a lot to say about their time here.
With the school year coming to a close, it's time to turn the cameras and shine a light on our very own Nightly News crew members who will be graduating this year. They have a lot to say about their time on TKN.
These last 3 years have been great, and I'm sad to leave, but I want to say just a thank you to everyone in my 3 years of being in broadcast for all the laughs, all the tears, everything that I've gotten from being in broadcast. They are not going to be forgotten. I'm very thankful that I took broadcast. It's very much shaped me into the person that I am today with my personality in some way. So just a big thank you to Mr. Brown, Miss Gartland, the other execs, the other producers, and just all the other staff members in the class. Thank you.
While being on TKN, I've learned so many things, but just the one thing that stood out to me the most was just me being able to speak to the hundreds of students that go to Chantilly High School. You know, before joining TKN, I was just this one quiet kid that didn't really like public speaking, but because I joined TKN, I was able to build up the confidence that I have now.
My favorite part about TKN was just the flexibility that we have with creating our own segments and kind of like making it our own in like every unique way that we can. And the thing that I'm going to miss most is just interviewing the students and just seeing different perspectives that I wouldn't have seen otherwise.
Throughout the past 3 years of being on the Nightly News, I have learned so much. I have been involved with the school, knowing what's going on around our community and being able to bring it out just for everybody else to know as well. My all-time favorite memory of being on the Nightly News is all of our potlucks. We all come together, bring one dish or one little item, and we bring it out on a table and we eat it all and celebrate and collaborate and think of just brand new ideas for the show. My favorite memory this year is how we get to play games, do some team bonding online with all of our games and Kahoots and PowerPoints, and I just thought it was really fun and memorable. Even though I've never met some of these people before, I learned so much about them.
So what I love most about being a part of the TKN has been the people I've met, whether they're my fellow classmates or crewmates or my interviewees. I think I've learned so much from them, and I've gained so much valuable knowledge in how to interact with people and communicate better, so that's always fun. And bye everyone.
What I loved about TKN was, even though I'm a senior, I was still learning stuff about school. I know a lot of people think that like seniors know everything, but I was still learning just as much as a freshman was about what goes on at our school, which is kind of crazy.
One thing I have learned about TKN is to get involved in your school community as much as possible. Another thing that I have learned from TKN is to have fun with the things that you do, especially in your elective classes. Of course, it's still an assignment, it's still a grade, but at the end of the day, it's a class that you picked for a reason, and I personally really enjoyed editing, collecting footage, getting interviews, and I loved seeing the finished product at the end. It was the most satisfying part of making the whole entire segment. I just want to say thank you to the TKN staff and community from sophomore, junior, and senior year. Despite everything, it has been a wonderful experience, and I'm truly gonna miss every single aspect of it. Special shout out to Kyla and Zaria for being the best executives and partners that I could have asked for this year. It has been amazing working with you guys. Thank you.
Something I loved about being a part of the TKN team is just the bond that we've all created, even virtually. It's just very strong. I feel very close with everyone on the team, and I'm gonna miss that. It's just nice to be able to, in this virtual setting, to know your classmates.
Something that I'll be taking away from broadcast as I move on to college is my love of journalism and just asking questions in general. The interview process is something I've really gained a fondness for within this class, and I don't think I would have found that passion if it wasn't for the nightly news. And now I guess I'll have to find some other way for people to constantly compliment my voice.
The rest of us can't wait to see what you make in college and beyond. Good luck, and don't forget you'll always be Chargers. This has been A. Himalayan for the Nightly News. Now back to you.
Well, that's all we have for you today, Chantilly. This has been Kaylin Rowell
and Noah Johnson. Remind you to stay positive, stay safe, and have a great day.
And we'll see you next LS.